Hey everybody, Eric Cain, joined by Dickey, Tennessee outfielder, on The Replay. Brought to you by Aspire Media Group, and it's where we break down some of the most iconic moments and plays in Tennessee sports history. So you get a couple big moments in the 2022 season that we're going to take a look back on here today. Appreciate you joining us.
Appreciate you for having me.
Off the top, man, what a year. Program record, 57 wins, only 5 conference losses, the #1 overall seed heading to the regionals. What a year. How much fun was that?
Yeah, it was a great experience. You had guys all over the field that, you had fun playing with, like Drew Gilbert especially. You can't talk about that guy enough just for what he did for the program. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, just playing behind those guys. It was a great experience for sure.
There's so many moments from this 2022 season, but one of those when you start the conversation, at least for me, it kind of starts with Ole Miss right here. Ole Miss, #1 team in the country. You guys swept them. They started backpedaling a little bit. Of course, we know the story. They ended up winning it all, and that's baseball, such a long season. But you guys swept Ole Miss on the road there, kind of towards the midway point in the season. You got Tennessee off to a really good start with a home run here on Friday night, and we're going to look at it right here. It was first pitch swinging, just as you normally do. What were you expecting as you see the drive to right field there? What were you expecting going into that AB?
Yeah, so actually this is my second at bat of the day, and my first at bat, it was a 9-pitch AB where he threw me every single pitch that he had. So I kind of knew from the jump that he was going to try and work me with off speed, because that's what he did the first at bat. And the pitch before this one, Cortland hit a triple to right center field. And really my approach was just trying to get my hands out on top and, get something on the ground to score him so we could go up even more. But luckily I just backspun this one pretty good, and obviously the result is exactly what we wanted.
So the at-bat prior, you said it was 9-pitch, and you saw everything he had, probably, a couple of those pitches a couple of times. And watching the batter in front of you, Cortland Lawson. So really baseball, and I know mental is a part of every sport out there, but for baseball, it really is kind of taking what you saw the first time, taking what you're seeing the guy in front of you to kind of prepare yourself for your opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. Because last year we had a good bit of lefties on the team as well. So watching, what they did with Luke especially, because me and Luke were similar hitters, watching what they threw him, his at-bat, and then coming into this at-bat, I knew exactly that I was going to get a curveball. So just going into it and seeing that he hung it, it was pretty easy to pick up.
If you would, draw us, to the best of your ability, draw us what the curveball is kind of doing when it leaves the pitcher's hand.
Yeah, for sure. So with this guy, Gaddis, he was their Friday guy.
He talked a little after the game too.
Yeah, no, he did. Him and the DeLucia guy, they were kind of running their mouths a little bit. He was coming from like a slot over here, so his was more running like this right here. And usually, like with a guy like this, you're gonna get like more like over the top like that, whatever you want to get. But yeah, his was more on that plane, and obviously like throwing it to a lefty, if you just get your hands under it just a little bit, you're going to drive it to right field. So it was a pretty easy pitch to see out of the hand.
So this hit, it was a solo home run. Actually, it was a 2-run home run. Two-run home run to put Tennessee up 6-0. This is Friday night. Tennessee goes on to sweep Ole Miss and improve to, 23-1 at the point in time. How were you guys feeling going into Ole Miss's house? A big win, night #1. How are you guys feeling at this point in the night in the season, knowing that you guys can not only play with anybody, but beat anybody?
Yeah, our approach coming into it was we're going to take 3 games from these guys because they had all the hype around them, obviously. You see that right there, #1 beside them. So we came in and we told everybody, like, hey, we're taking 3 from these guys. And after we beat them this night, we pretty much knew that we had the series in the bag.
Unfortunately for you, the next couple days didn't go as planned. For Tennessee it did, but for you it did not, as you suffered a foot injury and you were out for a little bit. But your first at-bat back, it was in the SEC tournament against Kentucky, and we're going to take a look at that right now. All right, Jared, so let's fast forward to the SEC tournament. Semifinals, so I guess it's that Saturday night, maybe Friday, I don't know, whichever night it is. But you guys are playing Kentucky, and you hadn't played in weeks because of that injury to your foot. You work yourself back through rehab and through countless hours and all that type of stuff. You come back, Tennessee's up big, got a 4 or 5 run lead, whatever it is, 4-run lead, and you come on as a pinch hit opportunity here in the top of the 9th inning. Swing at the first pitch fastball, and you get on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I think it was my first at bat, and I want to say a little over a month, actually. And I had been training with Woody and staying in the cage, like just, doing little stuff that only I could do on like one leg in the cage. And I was coming out hunting early because I knew this guy was going to try and challenge me with a fastball.
Yeah, let's go and see it. So it is a fastball, and he challenged you right out of the gate. You go down a little bit, get it, and a little bounce here into left field, a leadoff single, and you see the reaction there from the guys. And if we kept on watching, they actually came out of the dugout. It was like you hit a walk-off home run. They lifted you for a pinch runner, but how did that feel knowing, number one, you were back on the field, you got a hit, and then you saw the support from your teammates?
It honestly kind of got me emotional just seeing like how much the guys cared. Because, I mean, you have some teams in our league that, there's going to be selfish guys on the team that are going to want to prey on other people's downfalls. And with this group of guys, it was very obvious that they cared and they wanted you to succeed no matter who you were. So it was really awesome to see the support from everybody. And then later on in this, if you had the full clip, you'll actually see our trainer come up and give me a big old bear hug, awesome. And he held me for about 10 seconds because it was a long journey.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long journey for you and him. And that's something I don't think people realize. I mean, these athletic trainers are on these journeys with you guys, like strength coaches, obviously coaches are. It was a really cool moment.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the next day, of course, Tennessee, you guys go on and you beat Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Florida in the SEC championship for the tournament. How was that experience?
That was awesome. Yeah, I didn't get to hit that day because I was pretty sore from this one at bat, actually.
A lot of work here, yeah.
A lot of work. But yeah, I mean, that was awesome. That was definitely an experience that I'll never forget. I kind of thought we were going to dogpile because you see everybody do it every year, but it was kind of just known that we were going to go out there and win it. So I think we all just kind of got around in a circle and had like a little dance party. Ethan Payne was in the middle doing whatever he does. So it was a cool experience.
So knowing you came back and now you're contributing. Unfortunately, your foot will allow you to go back to doing what you were doing as being an everyday player. But knowing you can come back and contribute, and you do that in a big way here coming up, we're going to see next in regional play with a spark plug in the top of the 9th inning. All right, Jared, so now we go into postseason play, regionals, and it's at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, but, it makes sense y'all are the away team, right? That's NCAA sometimes. But here in the black jerseys, coming on as a pinch hitter in the top of the 9th. Because of the foot, it's not allowing you to, be an everyday player, but you come on, pinch hit single, and we see it here with Tennessee trailing by a run, and you swing and you start something here. And in baseball, all you need is base runners. And you come on, you do your job, you get lifted for Kyle Booker, but you did your part for the team.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it was kind of known early in the game. I can't even remember. We were down pretty early. Yeah. And V came up to me, I want to say it was around the 5th or the 6th inning. He said, hey, be ready to go later on. So I kind of knew whenever Seth came up and they still had, I think this guy's name is Dawson Brown on the mound. I knew that I was going to get my call because, this guy's ball, if you guys can see this, he kind of had some gnarly stuff, like coming from this right here. He was like coming across pretty hard, throwing like a sinker kind of. I knew Seth was going to get lifted in that situation. I was going to get my chance. And the first 2 pitches that this guy threw me, they were like right here was the first one, and then like right here was the second one. So he was kind of spotting me up, blowing away the whole time. So yeah, I kind of just stuck to my approach and thought, just hit this ball back up the middle because I knew their second baseman was playing a little over and their shortstop was playing over for some reason as well. Yeah, obviously, as we can see right there, it worked out pretty good for us.
All right, so here's the pitch, slowing it down a little bit to kind of see that movement as much as we can. And you're seeing it is kind of tailing off a little bit there, but able to get barrel on the ball.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's something I take pride in is I don't strike out that much. So I knew, obviously a 1-1 count. And yeah, I knew he was going to give me a pitch to hit because he wasn't working his off speed well. And yeah, like I said, just stuck to the approach and went up the middle with it.
So you do your job, you come on, you get a pinch hit, go to first base, Kyle Booker comes in. The very next play, Booker actually beats out an infield fielder's choice, essentially. That's 2 on, no outs. And so anyway, you started that rally. You guys score a couple runs here and ended up winning this and advancing on to the Supers. And of course, it's a team game. But I mean, when you look back on it now, you started that rally and you came on cold off the bench. Pretty neat moment for you.
Yeah, it was a special moment. I mean, this was probably one of the at-bats that I remember most from last year, just because obviously we're down late in the game. To be honest, like pretty much the whole year I was somebody that was relied on. Like always just knew I was going to go up there and give my best and try to get the job done. So just, you know, whenever Coach V gave me the nod in this situation, it really meant a lot to me, and just getting the job done for the team, it was really cool. You
strike me as a Cody Bellinger in center field, a bigger guy, but a guy that can move a little bit and kind of new, but obviously he looks like at home now throughout his career. So you like in center field?
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's really fun. Obviously, you kind of feel like a speed demon out there, even though, like, personally, I'm not really the fastest, but I get good reads on the ball, and you know, just I really take pride in that a lot.
What's your favorite position to play? What's home for you?
That's a great question, because I really feel like I don't have one, to be honest. Yeah, I could play any other position.
The diamond.
Yeah, the diamond, exactly.
How do you like leading off? You can. We'll see if you do it a lot this year, but that's something you've done a lot in the past. You can also hit a number of different places in the order. How do you like leading off?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Personally, like for me, as we saw in the videos that we were watching, I love hunting that first pitch. I want to say like every single game except the Ole Miss game that I led off, first pitch heater, and I swung at it almost every time. So that's one reason I really like it. But it also, like, it really just gets the offense started. You go up there and you put a good swing on the first pitch of the game and drive it somewhere, and you have a runner in scoring position or a runner on first base. That really gets the momentum going. So, you know, I take a lot of pride in that as well.
Kind of on that note, did the coaches try to teach patience with you a little bit in the box? Or they just let you do your thing?
No, they really just let us do our thing. Like, say, for example, my approach has always been just trying to hit the ball right back up the middle, because that's where a lot of my success has been. But for guys like Jordan Beck, he's obviously got insane juice, so he's going to try to pull the ball a little more, and you know he'll hit a lot more homers than I will. But I accept that. But but yeah, they let us do whatever we want to at the plate as long as we're having success.
57 wins in the regular season, 25 wins in SEC play. You won. Tennessee, not just you, won the regular season championship, the tournament championship in the SEC. You're the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. You get through regionals. Unfortunately, the Supers is when your season was cut short, but a lot was accomplished. But now, 2023, it's here. What's that feeling like for you guys returning, trying to have a lot of that success again, and obviously keep playing?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of our guys have a really bitter taste in our mouths from last year, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Actually, I've got this right here. A lot of us look at this picture every single day. This is actually my lock screen. It's Notre Dame dogpiling on our field. So you know, I think that's a feeling that we don't want to have again. So we're taking pride in all the work that we're doing at the field. I've really seen a lot of guys getting extra work in, and you know, just doing everything they can to be the best version of themselves. So that's been awesome to see. But like I said, that left a really sour taste in our mouths. So I don't think anybody wants that to happen again.
As if you guys need another chip on your shoulder. I want to ask you that before we say goodbye. You guys play with that emotion on your sleeve, chip on the shoulder. I feel like you take on the personality of your head coach, Tony Vitello, but not every team plays the way you guys do. Kind of, if you can, pull the curtain back a little bit. How unique is that to be such an emotional team, but also not letting that dictate your play?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, you know, your team kind of takes on the identity of your coach, and he plays with a lot of fire. But we also know that he's going to have our backs at any time, any situation, on the field, off the field. So yeah, we play with a lot of fire, obviously, and I don't know how that's going to play out this year. I don't know if we're going to have the same identity yet. I'm just going to let that play out and see where it goes. But yeah, I mean, play with a lot of fire, and just, you know, never let our emotions get too high or too low. Just kind of trying to stay neutral there the whole time and just having fun while we're doing it.
Well, from the home run on the road at Ole Miss against the #1 Rebels to you coming back from injury and getting that single there in the SEC tournament, the rally starter against Georgia Tech is in pinch hit fashion. A lot of great moments in 2022. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out with us and talking with us on the replay.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
That is Tennessee utility player, outfield catcher, whatever they want to They want to put him in the lineup there. Jared Dickey, I'm Eric Cain. This has been The Replay, breaking down some of the best moments today with Tennessee baseball. Hello again. No, that sounded like I was getting ready for a broadcast. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back. Let's see what's right. Third one. Yeah, you guys don't have a makeup person here? TV show once a week, and they literally were like, "Do you want me to put makeup on you?" And I'm like, "No. No, I'm good. Can't fix ugly." I seriously had something. Hold on. We already talked about the injury a little bit, so. Okay, I got one.